Hey guys, what's going on? So in this video today, we're going to go over the best everything for August 2020. In this list, basically, we go over the best characters or the best buildup of teams through different characters. I like to do this instead of like a top 10 or something, just because not every character on this is going to be a top 10 character, but they are a part of a top team in this game. So to start off, I have our best faction team. And when I say faction, I mean like they have tags like X-Men, Inhuman, Ravagers, mercenaries, basically like stuff like that. And that right now, your best team is going to be Black Order. Essentially, this team has one of the top 3 characters in this game, and that character is Empowered Thanos. What Empowered Thanos brings is, I mean, most people do know the power of Black Order, but Empowered Thanos is leagues ahead of just normal Thanos. Normal Thanos also gets a boost from Ebony Maw, but basically what this team provides for Thanos is the stones, and they have their own goodies along with that. But basically, Empowered Thanos is what leads this team, and to get there, you need the other 4 characters on this team. Most people, again, know the power of this team. So next up, I'm going to have, here's your counter to this team. Now, this counter is more an arena counter. When it comes to Alliance War, you'll probably, as you can see here, we would have a makeup of 4 different teams. In Alliance War, you want to use probably 2 different teams and hopefully take out at least one of these characters up here. But this is your best arena counter to that. Basically, what Black Order lacks is someone to counter Ultron. And once Ultron gets built up, it looks bad for Black Order. This team, for the most part, can counter them. I don't really have too much trouble countering Black Order. Again, though, I am free to play. I've spent less than like $15 on this game, so I don't really climb super high in arena, but I do consistently end up probably top 50. So I do face a lot of Black Order, and this team works for me. I know OMG has a video on using this team to counter Black Order. I have a different way that I go through, and I would love to put up a video like that, but for whatever reason, my computer hates it when Ultron calls in bots. But if you do need context for that video, you should check out OMG's video on how this team counters Black Order. But again, this is the team that I use as well. And then for when it comes to Alliance War, if you face Black Order on defense, you basically want to use X-Men and Ultron. So X-Men, when I say X-Men, I mean Phoenix, Colossus, Cyclops, Psylocke, and Ultron, and that hopefully should help you be able to at least get rid of one of these Black Order characters, so the next time that someone faces them, there's not an Empowered Thanos. That's kind of like the biggest thing that you can do to help an Alliance War if you can't take out Black Order by yourself. But again, so this is your arena counter. Your Alliance War counter to Black Order would be X-Men and Ultron. Next up, we have our best arena team. This is hands down, I think most people agree with that this is probably your best arena offense team. It's probably your best arena defense team just because they do work so well together and there's not anything tricky you have to do with it. I actually don't use this. I will show you a team that I use, but basically I don't use this just because all my Black Order characters besides Thanos and Ebony Maw are about 3 stars, so it's not really worth using. But yeah, and I like my counter anyways when I run up against them. The actual arena offense team that I use for the most part is this team. I do sometimes sub out Yo-Yo for Invisible Woman. Basically, this is if you don't have Black Order or you don't feel like your Black Order is high enough level, you can run this team and hopefully do well in arena. Basically, what this team does, if you are facing a non-Black Order team, you can have Sinister clone Phoenix. So you have 2 Phoenixes. Basically, that will set you up for the game. But what Black Bolt does is he gets rid of characters that are drop below 25% health. I think 25% health, if I'm remembering that correctly. Ebony Maw will go ahead when their Phoenix dies. He'll put an ability block on them and give you guys shield. Yo-Yo applies offense down every turn, and then Phoenix is just Phoenix. She's a powerhouse. So that's why I like this team a lot. It works well for me when I go up against a non-Black Order team. Next up, we have our best U7 team. So this team is kind of like a BKT 2.0, BKT's best Kree team. Basically what happens is Thanos is giving energy to everyone because these are all cosmic characters, and that's what his passive does. Minerva, every time Greg dies or an enemy dies, she will heal up the team. Black Bolt's just there for pure damage, and Hela is there to provide Greg and apply debuffs and stuff to their team. And Ebony Maw's there if there's a hero controller on the other team, you can kill them. He also has a health drain that can help heal up your team just a little bit if you're still waiting on Minerva's cooldown. The team that I actually use in U7 is this team right now. I like this team because it's basically all passives. So again, Minerva's going to heal up anytime heal up the lowest health ally whenever an enemy dies. Black Bolt's going to be burping at people whenever they drop below, I believe, 25% health, if I'm remembering that correctly. Yo-Yo is going to be applying offense down each time before they go. Symbiote Spider-Man is a beast in raids. Basically, you know, he's always at full health if he has teammates. And what Carnage does with Symbiote Spider-Man is Carnage keeps giving turn meter to Symbiote Spider-Man and himself. I will say with this team, you can't really run it on auto because you need Carnage to be doing his basic and stuff too. With Carnage basic, if he attacks into somebody with a debuff, he will go to the next character and spread that debuff except for stun. But yeah, this team, it's just basically all passives and it's super fun to use. I will say it doesn't get you pretty far, but you know, my alliance goes for 60%, so I'm not really worried about it. It's just more of a fun team that stays, you know, pretty high on health. Next up, we have our best DD3 team. So these three characters on the right, Minerva, Ebony Maw, and Phoenix, have a health drain, health disbursement. So, you know, Minerva, when she does her ultimate, she steals 15% health. Ebony Maw, I believe, steals, if I'm remembering this correctly, 20%. Phoenix will steal 20% if you put a T4 into her special. So yeah, that's a good way to get through DD3, just basically steal as much health as possible. And then Carnage and Symbiote Spider-Man. Symbiote Spider-Man, is passive, has a thing that's specifically built for Dark Dimensions, which is one of the only characters that has that, and Carnage just gets an extra boost from that. I will say these four are probably your necessity, and then Carnage, a character like Carnage, Thanos, or Colossus are really good. Again, Carnage gives speed bar to Spider-Man symbiote whenever a character drops below 20% health. But what Colossus does is extra defense up, taunt for 2 turns, so Phoenix can get off her special and her ultimate. Dark Phoenix can, and then Thanos will apply energy to Minerva and Ebony Maw whenever there's a kill. So yeah, basically you want to run these four for sure, and then get one of those extra characters that will help them along the way. Our new best war defense, I believe, is going to be Marauders. Emma Frost is, I almost said Emma Stone. Emma Frost is not actually out yet, so it's too early to tell, but from how her kit reads, it looks like they're going to be the best character. Basically, Marauders has a lot of healing, and Sabretooth is going to attack whenever someone does a non-attack. Strife is there just for taunt and give ability energy. Mystique is there to help the team apply buffs to everyone when Mr. Sinister does a special. And then Emma Frost looks like a powerhouse of a villain mutant, and that's who Marauders and Mr. Sinister synergize well with. So I have a lot of high hopes for this team, and basically what it seems like Emma Frost is going to do for your team is she's going to get rid of all your negative effects. If you do the T4, she's going to get rid of all of their positive effects, and that can be a really deadly combo, especially on war defense, and she has all her war defense buffs as well. So I'm really excited about this team. I can't wait to start using them. But again, you know, this is just this is just theorizing, but yeah, I think this is probably going to be your best war defense. Next up, we have our best Dark Dimensions 2 team. Basically, the reason why it's in quotations is this is kind of a free-to-play team. And when I say free-to-play, you know, there's a Symbiote Spider-Man event going on now. There was the Minerva login calendar for July. Captain Marvel, you should be consistently somewhat getting through premium orbs, and I know they've done past calendars for her. Invisible Woman is your only legendary, but she's very accessible, and Sinister 6 is not hard to farm, and then Scientist Supreme is a node farm. So it's kind of an advanced DD2 team, but if you're going to level up characters for this, do this as well. I will say, if you just want to go ahead and try and level up these characters the best you can, go ahead and do that. I will say Phoenix is probably not the character that you want to use for Dark Dimensions 2, just because you can only use her in one node. But for Dark Dimensions 3, they deal so much damage and have such high health pools that she's a necessity. I will say this team can get through Dark Dimensions 2 in one day. I have a variant of this team where instead of Spider-Man Symbiote and instead of Invisible Woman, instead of Spider-Man Symbiote, I had Nick Fury in there, and instead of Invisible Woman, I had Yo-Yo in there. I feel like this team's a little bit more free-to-play friendly than that other team, but that other team I mentioned, I have documented that they can beat Dark Dimension 2 in a day, along with Phoenix on the final node. I will say that's a caveat, but this team can do it as well. Again, it just seems more free to play, especially since Minerva and Yo-Yo are both strictly in premium orbs. That's really hard to farm. So yeah, again, this team, when you sub in Phoenix, I would say sub out, go ahead and sub out Invisible Woman, and hopefully you should be able to beat the Dark Dimensions 2 in one day. I will say someone else has commented in the past that AIM can actually beat Dark Dimensions 2 in one day. I have not physically done it, but someone mentioned it. I've seen 3 or 4 people mention it to me, so I'm going to throw that out there for you guys. I am not going to bring up AIM to Gear 13 to test this out, but again, if I've been told that a couple times, I will tell you that. Again, I will endorse this team, and I will suggest this team if you don't want to go for this team. That's the best I'll do. And then next up, we have our best U6 team. This team is kind of like that BKT 2.0 team, except instead of Ebony Maw and instead of Black Bolt, you're going to use Star-Lord and Rocket. Rocket's there for the damage. Star-Lord's there to give energy to Minerva, and then Thanos is there to give energy to Minerva, Rocket, and then Hela's there for her summon Greg, so if he dies off, Minerva can keep healing up the team. So that is going to do it for this video. Let me know if I need to add more best categories in this. I would love to know what you guys think. Let me know if you think I'm wrong in certain aspects. Let me know if you think I'm right. I forgot to mention too, I don't like to do the best Alliance War offense because where did that go? I don't like to do the best Alliance War offense because it does depend on who you're going up against. Hydra is a really good defensive team, but Inhumans wipe them out like it's nothing. You know, it depends on who you're going up against. I will say probably your best war-specific offense is, other than like X-Men, other than Black Order, like basically they only have their use in war offense, is probably going to be X-Force. But yeah, but again, let me know if you think I should add more categories to this. Let me know if you think I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm sleeping on somebody. Let me know if I, you know, should take some one of these characters off. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully hopefully to you guys this was helpful. Be on the lookout for future stuff. Later on this week, I'm going to do a Dark Dimensions guide. On this channel, I do other guides, I do giveaways, I do orb openings, I do news, I do all sorts of Marvel Strike Force stuff, so make sure you're subscribed, hit the like button for notifications, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.